Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Hope everyone is doing wonderful this evening. We are going to wait a few minutes, give everybody time to join us. Hello, hello, hello. Hope everyone is doing well this evening. Of course, I don't think the chat works here. Um, Someone can just either inbox or text me. You know how this works. Let me know you guys can hear me and see me, okay? Good evening, good evening, good evening. Hope everyone is doing well this evening. I don't like that the chat box doesn't work. I don't know if you're here or not. Can someone let me know if you guys can hear me and see me okay? We're gonna get started here in about a couple minutes, give everybody time to jump on. But I would like to make sure that we are good to go, that everyone can hear me okay. Maddie usually texts me and let me know if she can hear me. Yay, let's see what Vanessa said. Yes, we can see and hear you. Thank you, Vanessa. Yes, thank you, Jan. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Great, everybody's replying now. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I'm so glad we are live. You guys can hear me, you can see me. Hopefully when I share my screen, you will still be able to hear and see me. While we're waiting, let's just go ahead and test it to see if you'll be able to see my screen. Okay, you should see this weird black screen now with the green and all those colors. Are you guys able to see that as well? Did I lose you? Yes, you can see that. Wonderful. Thank you, Jan. I'm going to stop sharing and come back to me. I'm back. Thank you, thank you. All right, it is 8:33. We will wait about another minute, and then you guys will get to learn my secrets. I'm going to learn the Travel Diva package secrets. Nothing grand, just a little something I do to help my clients, and hopefully you'll be able to at least take one or two items from it and be able to incorporate it into your own system. So just another minute. I hope everyone's been having a great day, doing some wonderful and exciting travel things, doing a lot of excellent bookings. I don't know why one of my eyes looks like it's closed. I have it. Anybody see that? Alrighty, time to get to work here. Well, again, thank you all for joining me. Of course, you guys know I won't take long. Just gonna go through the things that I put in my package for my travel guests, and usually I have quite a few of them with a group, but this works for individual groups, not just cruises. You can take what pages you don't need out and put which ones you do need out. But this, of course, is a cruise package. This is one that I have here for one of my cruise guests that's actually going on the Super Bowl cruise. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to share my screen I'm not going to share my screen yet. I'm going to go through some of the papers that are in the package, and then I'll share my screen. The first thing you want to do is go to, well, I guess I better share my screen so you can see what I'm talking about. All right. I'm confused. I don't know what I want to do. Okay, let's go over. In the Go CCL on the home screen, you'll see an option here that says, under this section, that says Documents, Payments, Guest Document Status. So I usually, for my groups where there's 1 or 100, I don't know what I'm going to do when I get larger than that. I'll have to hire my grandkids, I guess, to help me with this. But you can either have your clients go in through the, let me just log into there right quick. The regular Carnival, actually it's here. Nope, there's my Carnival. You can have your clients log in to carnival.com and set up their own account and put in their own information. And once they set up just a regular old at carnival.com client account, then they would go to manage, go to my booking, and as you see, I have a few here for different cruises. This first one is me, of course, because I'm going. So they would go into here. I'll come back to that, but I want to show you on the Go CCL where you would look to see if the information has been inputted. So what you would do is click here. Any day now. Okay. And you can either search by your group booking number or by a guest last name. So let's just put in a last name. Well, they don't like his last name. Okay, I don't like him. Let's see if it likes me. It likes me. I got a couple, so we're going to look at the February one. And then it will show you here in this line if my check-in was complete or incomplete. If you have a group where it's a whole bunch of them, then you would put your group number. Let me see if I got my big group number so you can see what it looks like. Yeah, it is. Oops. So this is what you want to do first. You want to make sure that all your guests have been checked in before you start putting your packets together. And you can check in your back office on GoCCL. Of course, this is my big group. And it's not selling until August, but I wanted you to see how it would look if it was not complete yet. So you would have all these incompletes, and you can either go in from here, the edit button. If you have all of their information, it'll bring up this screen for the details of their trip, and you would do online check-in, and then you would just start entering each guest information. It doesn't matter which one you do first. If you've got both of them, you can get started with all guests. If one guest is giving you their information, then you can start with that one guest. And it'll be things like their name, birthday, passport information if they have one, their, if not, their birth certificate, that you set up their own board account, their check-in, all the things you see listed here is what you could put in for them. Or, as you would see here, same type of scenario. This is on the regular carnival.com site where they could go in and do the same thing for themselves. This one is complete. I've already printed it and all that good stuff. So that would be the first thing you would want to do. Make sure all the information for all your guests has been entered. And you would just get that from your home page, go down to the client documents, and then enter their information there. And that will give you your guest list. So once this, probably about July, all of this should be done, because I usually try to do them at least 30 days ahead of time. That way you have enough time to get your packages to your clients. They can look over all their documents, making sure everything is accurate and they're ready to sell. So, okay, now let's come back to me. All right, so we're back. So my client who's going on the Super Bowl cruise, all her information is in. I've got her packet ready that I'm actually going to deliver to her tomorrow. So, of course, I just use a plain round envelope, nothing special. You can use whatever you want. When you go to some of these trade shows, they give you these nice little things if you want to collect you some of these, or whatever you want to put travel documents in. That's up to you. If you don't want to do this, you don't have to do that either. But if I use these envelopes, I usually try to put their name, what ship they're selling on, and their room number. So that kind of helps them when they get there. And usually the deck too. I didn't write that one on this one, but it'll usually have their name, the ship that they're selling on, the deck that their room is on, and their room number. That way when they get it, okay, I'm traveling on the Carnival Liberty, I'm on deck 2, and I'm in room blah, blah, blah. And usually, no, I ain't gonna say that. So that's your outside of your packet, okay? Then the first thing in the packet, and I'm sorry couldn't find these in my little thing on my computer. I had a whole stack of them printed out, so I have to show it to you this way. I didn't have time to scan it in, but this is just the first page is just my little thank you letter for booking with me. Of course, I have space for their name, and it pretty much just reads, just wanted to include a little thank you note for you allowing me to service your travel needs. I'm so excited for your upcoming trip. If you need anything while you're gone, don't hesitate to give me a call. Make sure to take lots of pictures, have lots of fun, and enjoy. And then, of course, my contact information in case they need me while they're gone. If anybody would like a copy of this, just send me a message at, I have a new email, traveldiva65@gmail.com. traveldiva65@gmail.com, or you can inbox me on Facebook or send me a text message if you have my number. And if you want a copy of this, I'll get it to you. Okay, then the next thing I have, oops, I'm gonna have to go back to share my screen to show you the next thing. I'm sorry, there'll be a lot of flipping back and forth, but hopefully you guys are catching everything. So let's go back to share my screen. And I know there's a slight delay, so I'll give it time to come up. Hopefully it's on your screen now. So the next thing is in my packet would be things to know before cruising. If they're doing an all-inclusive, it would say things to know before your all-inclusive, things to know before your Vegas trip, things to know before your Hawaii trip. You know, cater it to whatever type of vacation they're taking. Things to know before your honeymoon, cruise, whatever it might be. So anyway, for this particular one, it is for the cruise. I've got the first thing, and I'll show you this health questionnaire in the packet when we get back to showing me live. There is one that has to be completed per person. So you'll make sure that the instructions for that, along with the health form, is there. The next thing I usually tell them is to remind them to make sure that they have their current photo ID, make sure it's current. I had a group back this past August, and the ladies, I'm asking them for all their information, which you'll know this ahead of time when you're getting their information to set up their check-in. But make sure that their ID is current. Hers was expired, and she got it like 3 days before time to go. Anyway, so you make sure they have their current ID, If they're traveling with their passport, make sure they have their passport. If not, make sure they have their birth certificate and their boarding pass. Excuse me, which I will show you what the boarding pass looks like when we flip back to me. So that's the second thing I put on my to know list. I also let them know they can no longer take bottled anything on board, not bottled water, not bottles of soda. You can take canned sodas. You can find some canned water. I haven't seen it anywhere yet. They can take up to a 12-pack per person. For water, they can purchase it in advance, and you can help them with that. If you need to know where to find that, let me know, and I'll show you how to find it on your fun ship purchase or on board purchasing. It's cheaper if they purchase it in advance. I think it's like $3 and some change for a 12-pack, and it's a little bit more if they purchase it on board. Either way, they can have it shipped directly to their room, so I want to let them be aware of that. Then the next thing I tell them about is they are welcome to bring a 750 milliliter bottle of wine per adult in their carry-on. No other type of alcoholic beverages are allowed to be brought onto the ship. And I always suggest that they take a little small corkscrew in their carry-on as well. Otherwise, they have a $15 corkage fee for the ship to open it for them at any of the bars. If they purchase the drink package, I always include a copy of their, if I've set it up for them, I always include a copy of their receipt. I also let them know that once they get on board, they will receive a sticker on their sign and sell card, which they'll get when they check in, and they will put that sticker on their card when they make their first purchase. So I like to let them know that if they did not purchase the drink package in advance, they have up until the second day of sailing to purchase it once they're on board. I always recommend they purchase it in advance, again, because of course it's more expensive when they wait to get it on board. They have up to 48 hours prior to sailing to be able to purchase it. So it's not something they have to do far in advance. I also make them aware of the gratuities. They are automatically added to their sign and sell card. It's usually the third or the fourth day of sailing, and it usually depends on the number of days that they're selling. It's anywhere from $50 to about $70 per person. So you want to make them aware that you don't want them to go check their bill and there's this charge on there and they have no idea or didn't budget for it or whatever. So you make sure you tell them that. Also, Carnival has started doing this. I'm not sure about the other cruise lines right now, so you might want to check. But the morning of sailing, the day that they are leaving for their cruise, Carnival will put either $100 up to $200 hold on their debit or credit card, whichever card they have set up on file for their onboard charges. That is not kept. They will release whatever they don't use while on board back to their card. If they don't use the whole 200, then whatever amount they use, of course, they charge it, and then they release the other back. But that is done the morning of sailing. I had some folks this last cruise where they got on the bus and they're like, "Oh, I just got a notice from my bank. Carnival's already charged my card $200, and we haven't even got there." So now I try to make them aware of it ahead of time, and I suggest you do the same. If they're doing a cash account and they're not using a debit or credit card, they will be required when they get on board to go down to guest services and put at least $200 up front. If they don't use the full 200, they have that same option when they return. I mean, before they return, of going down and cashing out and get what they didn't use back. So I try to put that on this lovely letter. Number 8. Oh, Carnival has, and I'm pretty sure the other ships do it as well, or the other cruise lines do it as well, has added a hub app. And this works really well with families or large groups. It's a $5 charge that's good for the whole cruise per person. And it's kind of like having Facebook, but they don't have to have the internet or anything else. They can just download this app and say if me and Jimmy are going and he and I download the app and he just tell me what his login is or whatever the code is you get, his PIN number or whatever they tell you to connect to that other person. And then if he's on one part of the ship and I'm on another, then we can chat back and forth. And this is an awesome way to keep up with groups. So you want to suggest that to your group. Then I have their luggage tags. I usually make them 2, but I do offer to create them more for a small fee. And I'll show you what those look like when we switch back to showing me. And that is it on my little things to know letter that I include in every package for my clients. All right, now the next thing, this is an old one, so it will not look like this. You see, I've written all over this crooked. I just scanned it so you could get an idea. If it's a group, I try to include a room list, or if it's more than one couple or one family traveling together, I try to create them a room list so they will know where to find each other and they can call from room to room. I try to put what deck that each person is on, their room number, and then who is in that room. So this is kind of a little handy thing. Hopefully they'll bring it with them on the ship, and hey, they need to call their mother, their brother, their sister. They forgot what room they're in, so, and they want to go to their room. They don't know what deck they're on. So just a little something else that I add in their packet. All right, we're gonna come back to me. Hello, I'm back. All right, so we've got the thank you letter, we've got the things to know list, we've got our room list. All right, the next thing is their boarding pass. This wonderful lady happens to be priority. She's a platinum like me, so she doesn't have to wait any lines. As you can see, she set up a cash account. If it was with the card, it would say credit there. So this she has to get on the ship. They will scan that little barcode. So that will be the next thing in the packet. Then, as I was telling you guys, the health information. This is the information sheet that goes with it. This will be when you go in to print their documents. The things I'm showing you now are the things that will print off when you print their documents after you've entered all their checking information. So this is just an overview telling them how to fill out their questionnaire. And then this is what the questionnaire looks like. It used to be that this was for 2 people. Now they've made one whole page for one person, and I'm just one of those people. You don't have to do this, but I try to put the basic information in, because believe it or not, some people just know they're going on a cruise. They don't know what the name of their ship is. They don't know what their room number is. They don't even know what date they're going, some of them. Some of them don't really know their name either, but anyway. So I try to fill the top part out. They will fill the rest out and sign it at the bottom. If they're female, there's a side for the female, and if not, then they just complete one side. So that is the next thing that's in their packet. Usually there is just a copy of it. For groups, the copy of the invoice would just say, as agreed. If this was an individual, it would actually have a breakdown of their charges or their what their cruise costs. So this is really doesn't have to be in the packet, but it just prints out. And since I wasted paper printing it, I'll just stick it on in here. And then I usually kind of go through and highlight certain things on here to reiterate it, even though I've put it in my things to know letter. Like, for instance, where it talks about the alcohol, their sign and sell card, the credit cards, and the placing on hold. I'll just go through it. I haven't done it on this one because this is my sister-in-law's. I can tell her. But so she knows all this stuff. But especially if it's a new traveler, even though you've got things to know on that other page, try to highlight, things you want to make sure they don't miss on this, and this is included in their packet. Alrighty, and then the luggage tags. As you can see, hopefully, ooh, such a glare. Here we have the luggage tags, and these will print out along with the other information in your packet as a whole page, and you fold them. And I usually write at the bottom, you'll see their name is written down there. It has their room number. Because like I said, she's priority, so it's got that on there. It's got the ship name. Then I laminate it, put a little hole in the top. and put the little pipe cleaners through, and all they got to do is just run this through their things on their luggage and tie it up and tie it real tight, and it's good. You will see when you go on a cruise, people that just have their stapled on, taped on. It's not laminated or anything. It's just a piece of paper, and they have flown off. They're flying down the driveway as people are checking in, or their luggage is all stacked up. This is how luggage gets lost because they don't have them nice and secure. And as you see, I always try to color coordinate the little ties that I provide to go with them. So that is the luggage tags. I know that I've seen them pop up on Facebook. Somebody started selling these little reusable things like this that you can purchase and stick down in there. They were rather expensive, I thought. So I'm a cheapo. At least I provided them something. Can't use it again, but it'll serve the purpose for this time. And I always include some type of little gift. I just have happened to have purchased these. You do not have to go out and purchase anything. You don't even have to put a little gift in there, but I do. So I have these wonderful little, I don't know if you guys will be able to see it or not. Let's find the camera. I don't know if that's backwards or not, but they just say Star Travel Services, and it has my name and phone number, and they come in this nice little box. So that's the little, just a little extra thank you from me that I include. And that, you guys, is, I believe, everything. So, are there any questions? You guys can either text me, post it in our apprenticeship group. If you're not part of the apprenticeship group, you can inbox it to me. I will hang here for just a couple minutes to answer any questions if anybody has a question. In the meantime, if you would like more information, please feel free to reach out to me, Teresa Renee, the Travel Diva, at either teresarenee50@yahoo.com or traveldiva65@gmail.com. Or you can reach me by phone, 704-449-5698. If you like any copies of anything, need some extra training, want to know how to find the documents list, feel free to go back and watch this training again or give me a call. Let me hang tight here. Let me check my phone. No messages there. I'll give you guys a second or two just for the sake of a little bit. Oh, Genesis, thank you. You are so welcome, so welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining me. And I hope this was helpful information. And I look forward to seeing you guys next time. If there's no other questions, I will wait one more second. Let me put her things back in her packet. And she's all ready for delivery. And I bet you guys thought it was something grand. Told you I'm the simple travel diva. Okay. How much do you charge for the extra tags? You want to know the truth? Nobody's never asked me for an extra tag. So if I really had to charge, I probably wouldn't. I'd probably say, I'll just go ahead and take it. But if it became a lot, a couple bucks, $1.50, 75 cents. I have no idea. I guess when I get to that path and cross it, I'll come up with some crazy figure, but hasn't happened yet. And knowing the sweet level of me that I am, I probably would just give it to them and not charge them anything. I just say that so everybody didn't call me and ask me for 15 extra tags. You kind of can get away with 2 pieces of luggage. Most of the time you're going to be in a bathing suit. Unless you're going on a 15 or 30-day cruise, then yeah, you might need a little bit more. But yeah, Vanessa, I really probably wouldn't charge them anything. I just tell them that. So anybody else, any other questions? All right, if you missed getting your question asked before I hang up, feel free to reach out to me. Again, thank you all for joining me. I hope this information was helpful and you have a wonderful night. Love you guys. Travel Diva out.